Okay, let's see. I've logged back into Pit15 to play turn 69. It seems like even with the downtime that people just want to go back to playing 2 turns a day. Um, Not often you see that. Not in a lot of games. At least the ones hosted in Realms Beyond. Turn a day is about normal. 2 turns a day. Used to think it was like the stuff of dreams, but more like nightmares. I've not moved anything as yet. However, the most obvious things to look at the start of the turn, after checking for barbs or anyone making moves, aggressive moves or declaring war, most important things to look for are the barb movements. Spears moved in, nothing special. The warrior decided to move to the jungle tile. That's absolutely fine. Just to look at the chariot and the odds over the river onto the jungle. You can see that the warrior's got plus 75% defense bonus just from the geography. I still have 70% odds to win without taking a promotion. But I just moved back to the city and then attack. Um, and then get 78% odds just without the river. But I'm not taking those odds anyway. I'm going to take a combat. And it's up to 89. I'll still get 2 experience points for this, so that I will get another promotion. I think I'd get 3 experience points if I attacked with 70% odds, but I'm not running that risk. I'm not risking losing 30 hams to do that. So here goes nothing. Dies. So, yeah, well, can't have everything. 99.8% odds with the warrior. I actually have to slave if I were to lose those. I mean, it's only 1 experience point to kill that unit now, so I might as well either... Well, actually I don't need to attack right now, but... Okay, what I can do now, even though I've lost, that unit is so weak it'll die to pretty much anything. I can move the worker to the sheep, the archer to cover, so that the warrior just will not beat the archer if it decides to attack. I move the chariot to the corn tile. The warrior can do very few things. If it moves onto the hill or onto the forest hill or anything, says the archer will kill it. If it moves onto the grassland, nothing actually matters, and the yeah, nothing matters because it's not stopping me working a relevant tile. If it moves onto the jungle tile, or the cottage, the chariot can kill it and get 1 experience point closer to heroic epic. The only problem is that I kind of want to keep that chariot around to deal with this barb spear, because potentially potentially I can attack that with an archer and the archer dies, but the spear is weak enough that the chariot can actually clean it up. So more experience points on relevant units. But just to look at the city here, got the reset, doesn't need a unit in it for happiness purposes this turn, so I'm just going to say screw it and just take the I think I'm just going to say screw it and just take the easy win. So move the worker over to the sheep. I no longer have to cover it. I can now go and scout with the archer, do anything I want, do whatever I want really. That's nothing there is important. Novice has played his turn and ended, and he's not done anything. Still 2 spears and 2 warriors, so I don't care about that front. Thoth hasn't played, but again, he's not going to do anything new. So I'm just going to go back to playing I'm going to keep the workers... Well, I need 2 up here to deal with that, to farm that sugar. So I need to use... So I'm going to move at least 2 up. I'm going to move them both to chop that forest, and then I cancel both of those. So I've still not got useful worker turns out of it. Just basic worker micromanagement tricks. The other 2, I can move 1 to the sheep immediately. I know I'm not at risk of losing that worker. There's no way anyone can attack it. I've already got vision, so I don't need to cover it. Worker 4. See, as I said before, I can either pasture that sheep and it'll be finished 70, or start on 70, finish on 73, or I can move, or I can road on 1771, move the second worker over here to cottage this grass on chariots on, cottage on that 69, cottage on 70, move on 71 the turn that the road is finished. So again, that finishes the pasture on turn 73. There's no advantage to doing it. It's just, where do I want the workers to be? Do I want a road on that hill tile? I don't actually think I care about having a road on that hill, because what would it allow me to do? Yes, it hooks up the sheep, but I don't think I need the health. Still can grow, got the reset to size 8 without it. None of the other cities matter. There's a sheep down here I can always pasture. Potentially a sheep here I can hook up. But still, it is helpful though, because I can get units onto... I rode on that sheep tile is useful because I can get units from between Aram Collusion and say Baron again onto the Plains Hill, or actually no, onto the not Plains Hill, the Plains Forest. That's about it. There's no real advantage to it. I'm not going to bother with it right now. Go to exploring. Nothing special. I can go to pillage the hamlet. I can pillage it as a hamlet, pillage it as a cottage, so that's 2 turns worth, so that's at least 20 gold. Well, actually no, it might be about 20 gold. Which is a turn worth of saving gold, that's worth doing. Oh, and there's a Barb City up there, fun times. This archer needs to heal, because I need to deal with a spear. I have to take shock. That's not even optional, I have to take shock. And I have to heal this turn. So that's almost everything done. To be honest, losing that chariot's annoying, because I mean you have to take 90% odds battles when you're fighting barbs. There's no choice in the matter. Right, okay, at this point I didn't necessarily have to do it. I could have moved the worker and covered it. I could have moved the chariot into the city, but it would have been negligible difference. I actually wanted that chariot to move into a position, so I wanted it to attack, get the experience, heal, and then move out. Oh well, more, I said, shit happens. Chariot 3, just to look at the odds. Combat odds of winning 0.8 against that spear in a forest. You can see it's just not good. So he's only ever going to be doing cleanup duty. Move him onto the corn. Move him out as a sentry. You have got to be kidding me. I expect that archer to die now. And actually, the depressing thing is, if I'd known that axe was there, I definitely wouldn't have attacked that warrior. This is definitely an interesting option. I'm actually reconsidering even moving any chariots out now to go meet Pindicator, because I'm going to have difficulty getting units into position. If we move him to there, he can attack. Move him to there, he'll move in, move him to there. Yeah. Options aren't that amazing for this now. Yeah, this turn has not been that great for me. I'm actually considering now just building a straight chariot, swapping over from the axe. Because on defense, on a hill, that archer has not got odds on defense. He's only going to defend at 4.5 against the strength 5 of the axe, even with one first strike. It's just slightly worse than 50-50. I think it's like 40%. So yeah, I'm just hemorrhaging hammers at the moment. Lost a chariot attacking the Barb City, lost another chariot killing that. Gonna lose an archer here. I mean, that altogether is 85 hammers. That's, just to put it into perspective, that's like a couple of turns production gone. Chariot. Because I don't need this cottage done either. Well, actually, I can't get that sheep hooked now if that archer loses, because I don't have a unit to cover the worker. Because the axeman can be here. The axeman will promote, so it'll actually heal back quite a lot. The axeman will be here, then it'll move there, and then I'll finish this chariot. So I've got to move at that point anyway. Then it'll move here, and I can't even get the chariot in position to attack. I've got to use this chariot here, chariot 3. So he attacks the archer, move him to the city. He moves in. I've got to keep leaving there, unless I move him down here to road. Cancel now. On 70 I can move him there, but no, it doesn't even work. Barbs are a pain. Okay, I'm gonna do fog gazing. If I were to move this chariot down to here, I would immediately see corn, and I'd see the windmill. So I could move him onto the desert, hill, pasture. There only be one tile. Only be one tile that the chariot couldn't see, which would be down here. I think I'd need 2 turns worth of scouting to meet Vindicator. Another point is, what am I going to do with that chariot? I'm not going to, unless Novice attacks me, I'm not going to need him. Well, I say that, Barbs are a pain. But I can move him out, scout, and actually move him back, and there's no cost. Which So it's at least best to move him one tile, see that there's nothing there, and then reconsider what my needs are. Thing is, this is one of the units that I want to get to be a heroic epic unit to get to 10 XP, so I actually can't really afford to lose it. This one's still potentially there, but not great. If I move him onto the, and if I move that chariot onto the grass hill, there's still potentially 2 tiles that could have a barb on them. Barb spear and that chariot's dead. Barb axe, I promote to shock, and it's 50-50 almost. Well, about 60-40, my favour. But you don't take that. I don't want to take those odds. I'm just not doing it. Final decision of the turn is what to do with this worker. As I said, it doesn't really matter either way what I do. In fact, I might even move him just to mine. I could actually move him to chop that forest into the city, into Rajadonga, and then I'd get the chariot out. Axe would be here. Move him down. Moves in, dies. Doesn't really matter what tile an axe is on, as long as it's not a forest hill, because the chariot should get decent odds. Forests are a bit iffy. Forest hills, chariots still don't get odds. The thing is, I don't want to use any of these forests. I do actually want to save them now. I do want to save them for maths. I mean, I actually want to save them. I'm considering saving them just for a granary in Rajadonga, but that's not something I need to do for a few turns. I think I'm going to move to cottage, and then I'm going to move to chop, cancel, and then move into pasture, because I need to chop that one of these tiles. The plains forest is the ideal one, because I'm not going to work it after getting this workboat down. So I move to chop that, so I can get that chopped. Move now, chop it next turn, hit 12, pasture 18, pasture grow, finish the pasture for when it grows to size 2. I'll be at overflow out 2 food, need 22, making 8, so I'd grow in 3 turns, and I'd easily get the chop down then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would be 6, that would be 9. The turn, okay, so this city will grow to size 3, 70, 71, 72, 3, 4, 5. End of turn 75, this city size 3. End of turn 76, it would have enough, would have produced enough hammers plus a chop to then slave out the granary, having 8 food saved. I would immediately single whip it down. Yeah, I'll then single whip it down to 2 pop, and there will be 16 food saved with a 16 food in the food box, no food saved, and 24 food size food box, 16 food in the food box total, making 8 food a turn. I'll turn on avoid growth for a turn. The food box will fill up to 24 out of 24. No growth will occur on 77. I'll turn it off 78, and then it will immediately grow with 12 food saved. So I basically come out ahead a small amount, a couple of food. Yeah, that sounds about right. Actually, it'll save the granary will save 12 food, but I'll also have produced 8 food that turn, so it'll actually be the food box will be at 20 out of 26, and I'll immediately grow the turn after as well. Then I can, as long as I've got enough hammers, no, there'll be nowhere near enough hammers into a library, so it doesn't really matter. But it'll be quickly growing to size 4. Yeah, I'm just going to move him up here to cottage, and then cancel. Yeah, that's basically the turn played. That chariot just stays in that location. Because I can see everything coming down from the north, there's no risk there. Um, I can get the chariot into the city, I can attack this tile, cover the workers, and still defend, say, Baron again. What I do with the archer, though, I ought to move that to say Baron again, because if Novice were to turn up with some 2 or 3 chariots on the lumber mill, then I'd have a bit of difficulty defending the city. But a CG1 archer in the city should kill at least 1 chariot, and can actually come out with quite high health and wreck another chariot afterwards. Even if the chariot will win, it could be quite low health. It's just move it down. It's just the river makes it annoying to move, especially with the hill, well, with the peak, the way it bends. So normally, I mean, just move it down, because Novice can't see it, so it doesn't matter, and he's not going to snipe it with anything. That's the turn. Um, Always obnoxious when you lose high odds fights. So just taking screenshots now. I mean, I'm still number 1 in power. It's just annoying to just lose so many hammers. I mean, if I come in next turn and that archer's still alive, I'll be absolutely amazed. Because it shouldn't hold. That archer should die. But if I had 2 additional chariots right now, it would just be incredibly helpful just for keeping people. I mean, it cost me a bit of gold, but my power would look a bit scarier. It'd be helpful just to deal with stuff like this axe. I could finish the axe without worrying about having to deal with this one. Could easily keep a chariot around here to cover. Wouldn't be able to defend and keep the archer alive, but it would kill that axe quickly and mean I don't have to worry about the sheep. Yeah. Spear moves here, that unit will heal 20 HP, so... I mean, that archer's got 110, 130% strength and the first strike. That spearman's not attacking that city and winning against that archer, never mind the fact there'll be a backup archer. But if by the time it moves on to the corn, the archer would be fully healed. And would have odds on the spear, I think. Not great odds, but it'd have it. I think it'd have odds that were good enough that the archer would still get 3 experience points out of it. So basically, That spear moves onto that corn, and that archer wins the battle. I've got the heroic epic unit. That's like the main thing I'm looking at now. It's not going to affect my immediate tech path, but that's like means I don't have to worry about dealing with barbs and getting high experience units out of it anymore. Just means I've got to keep units alive, which I'm having difficulty doing at the moment. Next turn the warrior moves into got the reset because I will need happiness. The 7th pop goes onto the lumber mill to get the library to 60 hammers. Next turn that farm's finished, so this city will stop starving. Nothing special there. There's no third tile to actually. Well, technically speaking, there's no. That's the third improved tile to work, not the sheep. I could just build a worker, but because of the happiness and I can't slave it, I don't want to spend 6 turns doing that and stopping growth. Quite happy to just grow this city up a bit further. I could always double whip an axe quite easily. Change from. I'd have to not work the ivory, but I could do it. Double whip it for 50. For 50 hammers, I'd get out most of the an axe afterwards. Or I could just say screw it and grow to size 6. I can grow to size 6 and then triple whip most of a library. Size 6, this city makes 5 now, 8 work in this hill, 10 work in that. Plains Forest, if I got a mine in place for the 6th pot, 13, so it'd get that. It would get to 70 hammers quite quickly, to 20 hammers quite quickly to slave the following 70. But there's better things to do with the pop. I'd whip a settler, but I don't have the units to defend it, a new city, and I don't really want to lower my gold production. And the workboat's almost done here, and I've already talked about around collusion. That's everything for the turn. Cheers.